What's up guys, NepentheZ here and welcome back to another MFL video where today we are going to look at how the end of the season has wrapped up for my two clubs, NepentheZ FC and Prestige 26. Of course, Road to Glory has yet to join a tournament and so I've only got the two clubs. I uploaded a welcome to MFL video on the channel earlier on before, guys. If you want to go and check that out to get an understanding of how the game works, feel free. And if you have any questions that you'd like me to do nuanced content on, let me know down below and I will give you guys all the details. I will do that anyway as the kind of weeks go, just to give you guys an understanding of how everything works as I also understand it to the best of my own ability. But today it is all about what my teams have done. One thing that I didn't talk about too much in yesterday's video or the day before's video is progression. And one of the comments in that video was I buried the lead because I didn't talk about player progression. It is genuinely one of the more fantastic things that we have in this game is the fact that any player could have the potential of being 99 rated. It's very unlikely, but it could have the potential. And when you look at your players and you look at the progression, if we look at just this season for my players, my best player that progressed is D. Barry. He's in the NepentheZ FC team. He cost me $1. I don't know how much he would be worth now as a 54 rated. Probably still $1 if we're being realistic. But he's 26 years old. And a lot of people look at 26 years old and think, ooh, don't like that. You know, if his retirement age is 32 or 33, he's only got 7 more seasons left. I think, first of all, A, he was $1. I don't mind that. B, because he was only born at 24, it's not guaranteed, but it's likely that his retirement age will be pushed back some time. As I say, it's not guaranteed. But even if if he retires at 32, 33, 34, I'm happy. If he retires at 37, 38, 39, I'm happy. But this is the area of the game where people really love this game and where I think you guys as well will love this game. I bought him here at the start of season 3, so for him at 26 years old. In his first year, he went from 20... what is he now? 54, 53, 52, 51, 50. So he went from a 50 up to a 51. He then had no more progression up until I took hold of him. And this season, as you can see, he's had a nice little boost of progression. So how does progression work? How did I gain the experience? Well, from your match rating, who you're playing with, who you're playing against, that's impactful. You know, if you're insane players playing against terrible players, you don't get as much match XP because you're not having to work as hard in the game, obviously. If you have training, so training happens at 10 a.m. every day. The training XP gets added in. The training is also based on the overall ability of the top, I want to say 16 players in your club. So it's something to think about. And so for me, for example, with Prestige 26, which at this moment in time is my better team, when I look at why have my top players not necessarily grown so much this season, it's because if we look at the top 16, we've got 3, 6, 9, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. The average rating of this top 16 is probably somewhere in the mid-60s, right? And so my 79 and 75 rated players that are training with that average rating of mid-60s, it's just not good enough. They're not training with like a good enough squad of players. And so it's important as a club manager to make sure that, see all these players here, get rid of all of these, improve the team and the overall standard of the team, especially now that we're going to be heading to a new league next season. Yeah, I've got to do better. I've got to have like kind of this green tail here as almost my worst players next season, which I'll be working on because I've got in my other team at the moment a couple of decent players there. We've got Mantilla and Poma, and then I've also got another rare as well that will be coming in. But the one player that I've had so far, and I got him from actually Cornelius here. I got him from what's it called? An affiliate thing, right? So if you sign up to the game right now, and you can sign up to the game right now using this code right here, if you spend $25 or more on your first packs, which is at the moment you can only do that for the club packs, and let's have a look at the store real quick. Marketplace, no, store, there we go. Yeah, at the moment you can only do that for club pack and the starter pack, which I think you can buy 2 of for new users. You can buy 2 of the clubs as well. Obviously, when they do a drop, So reward packs opens in 4 days, but they do pack drops sometimes as well, so you can buy those too. After you spend $25 and using this link, you will get 1 common player for free. Now, as you can see here, because of you beautiful people signing up and obviously enjoying the game as well, so feel free to subscribe to the channel and talk to me about it either in my Discord, which I'll leave a link to down below, or on X, or in the comment section here. I got a referral here for him, but my standard pack here, oh no, sorry, my 5 referral player was Cornelius. And as you can see here, he was a 74 rated. And what I love about Cornelius is that this is his first season, which is brilliant. And he's already, I got him halfway through the season. I could only sign him onto my club at the halftime transfer window, the half-season transfer window. And he's already progressed from a 74 to a 75. And the reason why that is incredible is because, so I hear, and I can't confirm or deny this because I don't know the ins and outs of it, it's something I need to learn myself, but so I hear it takes players a lot longer to break through to the next scarcity. So if you've got a 64, for them to get up to a 65 and become an uncommon is a lot harder than going from, say, 63 to 64. So the fact that in just half a season and training not in the best conditions, Cornelius has moved from a 74 to a 75 has me so excited, because now I'm sitting here thinking this guy could have insane potential. He could end up being an 85, 90, 95 rated player, and he's only 20 years old. And what the beautiful thing for me was with Cornelius is he gained shooting. So he got a +1 overall. He got a +1 in shooting. He now has 90 shooting as a 75 rated player, which is absolutely amazing. Now, to look at where we finished this season, let's start with Nepenthes FC. And then let me again give you a little bit of a breakdown of what this team was and show you guys on a different website. So there's some really cool alternate websites for MFL that will help you with understanding your club. And if we go here onto mflmanager.fr/projections, we can go and find our league, which was ICE, and then our actual division, which was 62. And you can see here, my team, Nepenthes FC, the difference from the window, the transfer window, because I added some players in the transfer window, I added +18 to my squad. And even then, I was still the worst team. The first half of the season, I was the worst team by a considerable margin. Into the second half of the season, I was still the worst team, but not by a considerable margin, but only Leeds United Athletic were a little bit better than me. Everybody else was way better than me. And so my expectations here was I'll finish bottom and I'll pick up, let's see, let's go into the prizes here. My expectation was I will finish bottom. And the idea and the strategy here was I will collect my 1200 MFL, but I will play these players as well as I can, train them, get them as best match rating as possible. And if somebody looks like they're about to be a star, you know, somebody's had some good growth or whatever, maybe I'll move them into a new team. Maybe I'll contract them out next season. Maybe I'll sell them to recoup some investment. And the idea was to see if I can get these 25 $1 cards to do anything. Well, as you can see here by the league table, I have absolutely smashed all expectations and finished 8th. And the reason why I finished 8th and why I like this kind of strategy is because the teams at the bottom, they just didn't manage their clubs well. You know, when we look at Bullhogs here and we go to his squad, he's only got 14 players and they're all on, the stamina is a huge issue. And so obviously it was easy for me to beat him in the end. Atomic Storm, when we look at his club page, he's got, how many players for him? 20 players. Pretty poor stamina. Pretty poor general rating as well of players, but pretty poor stamina. And so I just took advantage of beating the teams that weren't being managed correctly. Yeah, I lost to all of the top teams, and I lost really badly. You can see here, I conceded 79 goals in 22 games. But I finished 8th, which has netted me 1,800 MFL. And because of the new system of the way MFL is going to work in the next season, let me grab that for you here, because I really want to show you guys what we're going to have here. When season 4 starts, and you guys are going to want to have your clubs ready for season 4, because otherwise you're going to have to wait until, well, you can join in the season, and I'll explain how you can join in kind of in a season. But if you want to start with your own club, you need to be in at the start of the season, really. What we're getting, first of all, coming forwards is this 600 MFL pack. So the Crappers, aptly named for my FIFA YouTube series, or Nepenthes FC, they're going to earn 1,800. So I'm going to be able to get 3 of these packs for this team, which means 3 of the players that I paid $1 for, I will now try and sell for $1. And if they don't sell for $1, I'll just contract them out, or they will just sit in purgatory and do nothing for the rest of their career, or I'll get another club, put them in there, and repeat the same process. But I now get 3 players, fresh players for this club. And eventually I want this club to be just so self-sustainable. I don't expect to be able to get out of the Ice League anytime soon. Probably not within the next 5 to 10 seasons, which in a football simulator or in a football management game, 5 to 10 seasons isn't much, right? You know, if you think about Football Manager, 5 to 10 seasons can go just like that. Because of the way MFL works, each season lasts around 6 weeks. 10 seasons is 60 weeks. That's over a year of real time. But I'm absolutely about it, and I'm excited for it. And so I'm really, really happy with Nepenthes FC and the way that they've kind of overachieved this season and are going to really help my own account and whatnot. And to look at the squad and look at some of the best players. So in terms of the growth, this is the one where D. Barry was here. Let's have a look at current season. So his growth was +3. Neuerbauer went up +2. And then we've got a whole host of +1s. But as you can see here, this +1 for Rebello here, he gained 3 pace, 3 passing, and 2 shooting, which for a centre-back doesn't really help me very much. He gained no defending or physical. And then we've got a +1 here from Perez, who gained 2 pace, 2 dribbling, 1 passing, 1 shooting, and 2 physical. For just a +1, that is incredible. Like, that is incredible. And we've also got some upgrades here and some boosts on some players. So look at that, 4 dribbling for Quintero, the centre-back. Yeah, okay, he didn't get a +1 overall, and he didn't gain any defending or physical, which I would have preferred. But these players are still growing. Some of them have done absolutely nothing in terms of growth, but some of them have done very, very well. And when we look at the performance, guys, the best player in the team was our man Navarez. He got an average match rating of 8, 5 goals and 1 assist during the season. Brossard, wow, Navarez only played 6 games. Wow. I've let myself down there, haven't I? I need to pay more attention to that. He's had an average of 8 match rating during the 6 games that he's played. He scored 5 goals and got an assist. And yet I only played him in 6 games. That's poor management from me, to be fair. Brossard as well, only 6 games and a 7.3 match rating. Caballero, my other cam, I mean, look at that. 14 games, 7 average match rating, 7 goals and 3 assists. And all in all, not bad. Not bad from the boys. So it was a decent performance. Like the top, the most appearance player there is Carretero, the goalkeeper. The highest average rating there was Navarez. And then for the age, I've got Marcelo here at 28. So he might be one of the first ones that gets replaced or shimmied off into another team. That is for sure. But not too bad. Now, when we look at the league table here, guys, you do get potential rewards, or not rewards, but like trophies. You don't actually get MFL for them, but you get potential trophies for doing anything. Like winning the league, obviously, would be a part of that. We didn't manage to win the league. What are we doing here? Maybe it is. I was going to show you guys the top scorer, the top assists, and the best goalkeeper. None of my players are in there, so I suppose it doesn't really matter. We can move ourselves on to Prestige 26. Now, we still got some games to come today. We're in the Splash Royale Cup. I did win my first 2 games against Ghost Town and Large Ball. I lost against Brando. He's a way better team than anyone else in our Splash Royale league. So we've still got this league to go. If I can win against Ghost Town, which is my next game, and then not lose against Large Ball, I will qualify for the next round, which will be even more MFL for us, which will be great. As you can see here, we ended up winning the league. I want to see if will this league load up. We'll leave it there for now. I ended up winning this league, but I had to come. I wasn't the best team here either. So if we actually look at the projections, this is Ice League 68 where I am. My team is now second best, but as you can see, I added 21 points with my mid-season transfers. When the season started, I was ranked fifth best team, and you can see here, Constanta Europa have improved massively. All together, like these teams at the top, 1, 2, and 3, even 4. Are really close in kind of capabilities. Hurricane Cordoba, what a season they had. Projected 6th overall to start the season with and finished 2nd. And it was that loss that they took there, which was the 1-0 defeat to me, that cost them the title and won me the title. But you can see my form here, I've got 5 wins in a row. But actually, I went through a little phase of kind of like losing a lot. So I drew 1-1 with the Extreme 7 Academy. They've got a decent team, finished 4th. I lost in the Cup to a team way better than me. I beat 21-40 2-0. They got 3 wins this whole season. One of them was against me right back at the start of the season. Very annoying. And I lost to Constanta Europa. Got a win in the Cup and then another draw in the league and then another loss in the league to Extreme Academy. I was in trouble. I was like 7 points off of top spot and it wasn't looking good. The thing that favoured me is the start of the season and the start of the second half of the season, my fixtures were really difficult. I played basically all of the top teams within the first like 4 games, which left it really favourable for me towards the back end of the season because all of the top teams had to play each other over and over and over. And I had already played everyone with the exception of Hurricane and Nuremberg. Now, Nuremberg are the best team in the division and by a margin, right? By a decent margin. And so I'm actually quite surprised that they ended up finishing just 3rd, and not even just 3rd. They are way off the pace. You know, they're a lot of points off. They're 7 points behind me, 6 points behind Hurricane. It's surprising. But I got 2 wins against them over the course of the season, which of course is really nice. And that win was really important because if I didn't win that game, I would not have had a chance of winning the title. Because of, similar to the other division, some of these teams down the bottom, they're all just mismanaged. They're all really terrible. And everybody got to play some of them. So I got to play MFC Raffi, smashed him 8-1. Bex Bremen, smashed him 4-0. Duchy Brato, smashed him 7-0. Hurricane Cordoba, the penultimate game. And this again was the be-all and end-all. It's like I had to win this. Otherwise, the league was over. Because he was definitely going to win his final game. And he did 6-0 against MFC Raffi. And so I had to win this game, and I did win that game. We then got the 2 wins in the Splash Royale Cup, which is very nice, and we beat Flippable 5-1 in the final game of the season. But it wasn't as easy as I had have thought. I went 1-0 down here after 24 minutes, and I just thought to myself, oh dear, it's going to be one of those days, isn't it, where a team that I should be beating, I don't. I end up getting a loss or a draw, and I throw away the league. That wasn't the case. We ended up getting back in it at 1-1 quite quickly. Gegor Gita there plays the ball into the box after a foul. And then Moyers here just picks up the ball, drives, plays the 1-2 with Vuk and smashes it in at that near post. And then we scored just before halftime with Cornelis. Vuk again doing brilliant work. He's probably one of my actual best players in the team. He's not the highest rated player, but he's just very good. He's almost a top assister in the league. If it wasn't for a lot of these kind of like whitewashed games towards the back end of the campaign where people are getting like 10 and 12-0 wins, he probably would have finished with the most assists in the league. But what I did for the most part in those games, get this second half underway, and then we got the goal from Cornelis. What I did for the most part in the games where I was like really expected to win is I just rested my starters, right? So a lot of the players that don't usually get game time goals and assists got those game times goals and assists, and it had to be done because otherwise I wouldn't have got promoted. But of course now we get to go into the Stone division. We've been promoted in our first season, even though we weren't favourites, which is great. Cornelis there with the 4th goal, and then Vuk rounded off the scoring for the season in the league anyway with a goal to make it 5-1. And obviously, we get some great match XP here as well with some really high ratings. But Vuk in at that near post again across the keeper was really, really nice. And now that we're going to be heading up to the Stone League, I'd like to hope that I can kind of stay in the Stone League, not get relegated. Because even if we just finish in and around here, 9, 10, 8 sort of thing, 5,000, 4,800. Yes, we get 7,000 this season. There's a restructuring of how the MFL is awarded, which I really like. I like the fact that where it's at is where it's at. You know, the Ice League is going to be a little less fruitful, but of course it's going to be for lower rated players with those lower cost packs now. And so I'm hoping that we can finish somewhere in and around the mid-table to allow my players a little bit more time to develop. Maybe I can spend the season trying to get some players in on, you know, give up like 2, 3, 4% to try and get myself a decent team. I doubt I'll be able to get promoted back-to-back seasons. If I can, phenomenal. Going to come down to my management, isn't it? It's going to come down to whether or not, let's see if we can get that league back up yet. It's going to come down to whether or not, once I put my best players into this team, am I competitive enough and can I get some signings in to make myself competitive enough, basically. But in terms of the squad for Prestige 26, let's start with progression again here. This was a difficult one for progression. If we look at the current season, I don't have too much. We got Naroki, who got an overall of +2, but +4 passing, +3 physical, only 1 defending. We got Mihaly, and I really like this guy because he's only 53 rated right mid, but he's a 61 rated striker because he's got 72 shooting. He's got a decent boost apart from shooting. And then Gegor Gita, my 79 rated, he's very good, and he's gained 2 pace, 1 defending, and 1 physical. He's going to be a star for me next season. Cornelius, as we've already looked at, up to the 75. Komatsu gained a +1. Vuk, as I say, he's probably my favorite player because he's just one of my most well-rounded players, I suppose. Good pace, good passing, good dribbling, decent shooting and physical. You know, his radar's pretty solid there. Hopefully, you know, I bought him in his 3rd season. How much did I pay for him? $30. I'm hoping that the best is yet to come from him and he can push on to 73, 74, 75, especially once we get him next season kind of playing with and training with better players. I'm hoping that all of my top players will start getting +2s and 3s next season and really coming into their own, and we can either sell them and move them on to try and be fully sustainable with our own players, or we could just keep using them and farming the MFL to get some big packs. So good performance all around for the boys. So we've got the Ice League is back here now. I don't have anyone in terms of top scorers, and that's because my 2 strikers that were started the season didn't finish the season because I brought in 2 new strikers at the transfer window, the mid-season transfer window. In terms of passers, look at that. Vuk is 2nd with 11. This Danielson guy has 19, but I think it's because Extreme Academy, I mean, they scored 70 goals, but a lot of it is from like 4 assists in 1 game and 5 assists in 1 game against the kind of weaker teams. So it's a bit unfortunate that Vuk missed out, because if I had played Vuk against the weaker teams, if I had better options as backup, because I don't really have good backup for my left mid and right mid, if I had better options for my backup, maybe Vuk could have been utilised a bit more in those easier games. And then in terms of goalkeepers, I had the 2nd best goalkeeper in the league. Unfortunately, he won't get a trophy. And what I mean by trophies is if we go ahead and have a look at the competitions and look at the players at the top in the top division, let's take the Meta Mercenaries, go and view his club page. Certain players will get, let's take this guy. I bet you he's got an award or a trophy or something. So when you look at his career, great career. Does he not have any awards? Load more here. I mean, he's had an insane career. Oh, no, look, there you go. Trophies. No trophies yet. Okay. Let's go back then. And let's go for the OM Legends. Let's see if we can take some of his top players and see if he's got any trophies on some of his players. And this is what I want. For my own club, for my own clubs, for my own players, no trophies for him. No trophies for him. No trophies for him. What is... Guys, we need some trophies out here. Let's get, I suppose for centre mids and stuff, I suppose strikers is going to be a better option, isn't it, to try and see a trophy. There you go. This guy here, Halis Solmaz, got the Season 2 Titans Cup Golden Boot, the Season 0.3 Diamond League Golden Boot. I want these things for my players. I want to get trophies. And then also as a manager, if we look at Joe Bettman here, nice big Sorare user. So his trophies here, winner of the Titans Cup. He's obviously got the golden boot here with his Wilcock, Solmaz, another golden boot here. He won the Breakaway League 1, another Titans Cup victory, some Titans Cup golden boots, another Titans Cup victory, and Season 0.3 Diamond League victory. I'm going to finally get my first... like trophy, I suppose, or yeah, trophy for winning the league. But I want this to be filled with trophies for me, man. I want it to be filled. And so, yeah, building up on Prestige 26 and getting those assists and best goalkeeper and goal scorers and stuff is going to be real lots of fun. So in terms of the actual squad and who did what and who played what, like I said, I did make the 3 transfers in the mid-season, which is why if we look at my performance here, We look at the top goal scorer. Giles is a top goal scorer, played 17 games. Graziani with 11 only played 13 games. Cornelius with 10 and 5 assists only played 13 games. So you can see Graziani and Cornelius were the two players that I brought into the club, whereas it was Giles and Mihaly who were my strikers beforehand. And you can see here for Mihaly, 8 goals, 1 assist for him in 15 games, which isn't bad for a 53 rated, although he's a 61 rated striker. And then Giles was my initial striker, and he actually did really well. 14 goals and 2 assists in 17 games is brilliant. But you can see with the players that I brought in, Graziano got 13 goal contributions in 13 games. Cornelius got 15 goal contributions in 13 games. They were just better. So 3 players hitting double figures for scoring goals. Vuk, quite clearly the star man, right? 14 assists and 10 goals. Brilliant. We also have Sekayira as 11 assists and 5 goals. What's interesting about him is he was usually the player that rotated into the team either at centre mid or at right mid when I was playing against weaker players. So a lot of his goals and assists came against teams that were just, massively expected to beat. But in terms of the assists, we got 2 players that hit double figures for assists. Only 1 player that hit a double-double, but beautiful for that. And then Xander got 8. Gegor Gita got 6 from right back, which is good. Moyers at centre mid got 5 and 5. All in all, a really good season for the boys. No red cards, which is always nice, and it's not quite over yet. So, of course, we're going to be picking up the 7,000 MFL from the league, which is brilliant. We got to the quarterfinals of the cup, which was genuinely quite good for us. That's going to be another 1,200 MFL there. You can see there with these other teams here. So we're going to get 1,200 from the quarterfinals here. We're going to get 1,800 from Nepenthes FC. That's 3,000. We're going to get 7,000 from the league. So I'm going to get 10,000 MFL, not including my contracted out players. And I don't have much there in terms of contracted out players. If we go and look at my HQ and go to my players here, and then contracted to other club. These are all the players that I've got out. Some of them aren't actually like playing clubs. So maybe I'll pick up another like 300, 400, 500 MFL at most. So it's going to be over 10,000. But the last opportunity for us to actually earn MFL is coming again over the next couple of days. And that is in the brand new... wrong club. That is in the brand new Splash Royale Cup, where I would really like to hope that we'll make it out of the group stage. I don't know if we'll make it much further than that. If we do make it out of the group stage, it'll be another 190 MFL. If we can get one round further, 420, even further than that, 700. My team's nowhere near good enough to get into that sort of semi-final runner-up and winner stage yet. Something we're going to focus on for next season. But I could end up with somewhere around 10 or 11,000 MFL, or, well, actually, probably easier to say somewhere around 11 or 12,000 MFL for the season, which gives me some things to think about. Because when we look back here at this, I could either go for one uncommon and hope that it's like a nice sort of 73, 74 rated card that could turn into a rare, or I could go for maybe 3 or potentially 4 of the limited packs, or I could just smash everything on these 600 coin packs, buy another club, start from the bottom again, and keep this revolving door going of like lower clubs. And as I explained yesterday, guys, like I've got a few strategies with what I want to do. The Prestige 26, this is going to be like my main club that I just want to try and get up the divisions as quick as possible. We've got the NepentheZ FC that is the $1 farming club, and I'm probably going to do something similar with a couple of other clubs this season. And then we've got the Road to Glory, where the idea behind this club is to just have it be self-sustained. Everything, once we get that first team in there, everything that it wins, it reinvests into itself in terms of the packs or even, revenue share or whatever. And we're going to try and just push this club up the division as the only thing we're buying is the club. So that's the plan anyway. A few strategies for the next season. And that is my Ultimate MFL Season 4 review. It is not quite over yet. And there is a calendar actually for Season 4. Let me show you here so you can get an understanding of when Season 4 starts. So if you did want to get involved, guys, Season 4 starts on the 10th. So we've got 4 days until Season 4 starts. So Rewards Day is today. So I'll have a video out tomorrow for my rewards. Then we've got Leagues, Playoffs, 1, 2, and 3, and still the other cup as well. And then on the 10th, the season starts. But the registrations are open until the 16th. So you will have between the 10th and the 16th to get yourself a club, get yourself players. Obviously, the transfer window doesn't open until the 11th. And so season 4 is nearly here. So if you do want to get involved, make sure to get involved now. And of course, be sure to use the referral link here, guys, because if you do, you will get a common player after spending $25 on the game. So if you just buy a pack, like a club, you will get a free common player to start your journey. And then beyond that, you don't need to buy anything more. You can play the game without spending a single penny. And so for today, guys, that is going to be the end of the video. If you did enjoy it, be sure to leave a like, rating, comment, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And for now, guys, I'm out. Peace.